Hey everybody, welcome back to JOJ. It is July 21st, and we hope you all are having a good, can't get all the words out. I hope you all are having a good summer, and it's rocking along.
Yeah, it's summer.
It's summer. I mean, it's hot. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
it's just hot.
It's just hot.
Yeah.
All right, today's title is Set Your Mind, and the Bible verse is from Colossians 3:2. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. How do you overcome heartbreak? How do you break free from something you know the Lord wants you to let go of so you can heal? How do you deal with the confusion when there are so many unanswered questions in your mind? Of course, it is the power of God that does that in you, and you invite His healing influence into your life when you actively set your mind on Him. Therefore, as thoughts of that person or situation arise, it is important for you to refocus your concentration on Christ. This is why the Philippians 4:8-9, Paul wrote, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you." If you want the peace that Jesus offers you, you have to allow Him to rule your thoughts. Through your worship of Him, you will find the healing, answers, and freedom that your heart is longing for. And then the prayer is, Jesus, help me to turn my thoughts to you. As fear and pain creep in, help me remember that you are guiding me and won't let me down. Amen.
Mm-hmm. So set your mind. So that having our mind, the last one was an easy one for you. You had a.
This one's kind of easy for me too.
Is it? Yeah.
Just waiting on you.
Okay. I feel like thinking when we get in those situations where whatever it is, we're in a tough situation, or thoughts are entering our mind, things that we shouldn't be focused on, that refocusing our thoughts onto Christ is such an important part of that, because of that, it really helps us recenter and refocus ourselves to what we should be, what we should be focused on. That's kind of the first thing that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm. I think especially, even with our kids, like, I've worked really hard to not let my thoughts get intrusive, or like, I feel like it's so easy to just, like, the devil will attack you wherever and everything that you do. But to stop and focus, like, no, that is not a thought from God. Like, mm-hmm. I know it's not. Mm-hmm. But also when you typically are at your lowest low is really when, the devil's like, oh, like, I can really get in here, Mm-hmm. And I think I personally am pretty good at, like, if situations, it sucks, is to, I feel like I do a good job of pulling myself out of, how terrible this is or how bad it's going to be, mm-hmm. and think of, okay, what are the positives of this? As far as, like, heartbreak, obviously, like, we not really dealt with that too much, but we've seen our, Ab go through some of that. Mm-hmm. And so, I remember telling her one day, you will thank the person for this. Mm-hmm. Like, not right now, not anytime soon, but one day you will look back on it and see that even though it was such a bad situation, there was good that came from it. Mm-hmm. And so I think, it's taken me a long time to get to that mindset. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just like, no, just, Yeah.
Well, that what you just said right there, mm-hmm. that there will be good that comes from it. So, mm-hmm. at our last tournament at the James River, the College World Series was going on. Mm-hmm. And I know so very little about sports, but there was this little side note that they had, and they showed some of the people, and I'm 90% sure it was the Texas A&M team. It was somebody associated with their team in some way. I'm not going to try to have any details of the story.
Where he's going with this, okay.
I'm not going to try to have any of the details of the story, because I'll get it wrong. Okay. But they had hats that were Texas A&M mm-hmm. colors that just said good. Mm-hmm. They just said good on them, and it was whoever that person was. that was always his mindset, was like, you know, we lost the game last night. Good. That gives us an opportunity to play this game tomorrow. This happened. Good. You know, that's going to lead us to this. It was always, whatever the situation was, good, because
it was a positive
response
to whatever
they were going to put a better spin on it. We're already out of the World Series. Good. We're going to be able to start training for next year sooner. Everything, whatever it was always good. You know, and they would find a way. You know, he'd find a way to find the good in what everybody else would look at and be like, man, how can you can you be positive in this? Yeah.
And then in true Tennessee fashion, we had hats made that said "gooder."
Did they really?
They did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea that part.
I figured he didn't, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you see a gooder hat, that's why.
Gooder. Okay. Now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But yeah. That's kind of what it. Yeah, I think that is when we have our mind set on Christ, and when God is our focus, then we're able to look at any of the other things and be like, this didn't happen. Okay, that's fine, because we can rest assured that God has another plan.
Yeah.
You know, to work through that. So, and that truly is worship of Him. I mean, to not be like, man, this is a negative. This didn't go the way I wanted. This is not how I had planned.
Yeah.
That's not honoring God. God already knew how it was going to go. So, us being honestly positive when we're walking through any of that stuff, or any of those kind of things, it doesn't mean we can't mourn. It doesn't mean we have to.
Yeah, you still have the emotions. I mean, we're human, but
and we're allowed. We're supposed to, but we don't let that overcome us.
Yeah, you don't sit in that.
Yeah, you it happens. You take your time. You move through it. You move forward. So,
yep.
All right. That's
All
it.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you next week.